About 3 years ago, a customer called me and he asked if I could build him some chairs for his wedding facility. He bought and renovated a very nice old building from the 1890s, and there should be some parties in there, weddings and conferences. And he needed some really nice, high quality chairs. He saw my other products, which were tables and coffee tables at the time. Basically, that's it. But he liked the style, so he asked me if I could build him chairs. Also, we are coming from the same area in Germany, so yeah, he was very convinced, but I wasn't, because I never built a chair before, and I was actually pretty afraid that this all could go horribly wrong. If I build a chair that is holding for a couple of weeks and then the joints will break, the mortise and tenon are too small, I have no experience whatsoever with wooden chairs. He wanted wooden chairs at first, but as you can see on the photos, it ended up being wood and steel combined. I didn't start off as a woodworker. I was mechanical engineer and industrial designer before, and then I started the woodworking part. So it felt natural to me to eliminate the risk of a joint that is wobbly or a chair that is unstable and rocks back and forth, and to change that critical parts to steel, because steel can bend and is way more strong than wood connections could ever be, because it's elastic. And also I can still have the warm feeling and the premium texture of some really nice grained oak. I wanted to share with you the story of this piece of furniture because it's to me it's a very critical point in my career as a woodworker, because the customer, he said, I want chairs from you, and I don't care if you ever haven't built a chair, if you have no experience there, we can get there. Here, have some money, do the prototype. And what I'm making here is a prototype. So he just trusted me. He liked my projects and he said, okay, you do your thing. I'll be happy. I know you do 100%, and the chair will be beautiful in the end. Okay, in the end, it took a little bit longer. It took like about 3 years and 3 prototypes till we saw the final result that you saw in the intro of the video. I'm already planning to make another video of the latest version, so you can see the differences between the prototype and the final result that you saw in the intro. And here comes the call to you guys. You have probably also noticed that the long form videos that we all love, I myself watch a lot of these woodworking videos and I just love them, but YouTube got a little bit worse in that regards. I think there are more short form videos, and the content creators, they have a bad time. I mean, I don't consider myself as a content creator at this stage. I'm just showing my work. But what I found out, that I was never making comments on videos. I was just watching and enjoying them. But unfortunately, that doesn't help the creators so much. So every now and then, when I see a very nice video which helps me, which entertains me, where I can learn something, then I leave a comment or at least a thumb up, because it really helps the people, and I do not want to support the short form videos on YouTube. I wanted to go back to where it was, where we all liked it better. So if you like this one, maybe start here. Thank you so much. Now let's have a little insight on the designing process, how I start working. I usually start with pen and paper and do some drawings till I find a form that I like. Then I go into the CAD and I designed it whole because I needed to order the laser parts. I cannot make them myself, so I used a platform in the internet to buy a couple of these laser cut sheet metals, which are pre-bent, and that worked actually pretty fine. I had some experience there from my former job, so that worked well. And then I got some scrap woods, some oak I used for the prototype of this chair, and I used some old boards to make some templates and go to the router table. And here you can see my old Meister Antonius. He is the guy who formerly owned the workshop. I bought it off of him, and now we're both together working there, sometimes on same projects, most of the time on our own projects, but he's helping me with a lot of projects so far, and I learned so much of him. I really can say only thank you. I love you, Antonius. It's very nice working with you, and it's great. I enjoy every day and every project. As I said, this video footage is quite old. I didn't have my big CNC table yet, so I was using the M1000 from Stepcraft. It's a pretty nice CNC machine that had never let me down, to be honest. I did some really crazy stuff with it. And yeah, I also do some videos for them in German language. So if you're interested, you can have a look at their channel on YouTube. And I really can recommend them. From my experience, they're really cool, and I use the machines nearly for every project now. So thank you at Stepcraft for supporting this video again. Since I bought this workshop with all these old but gold machines, I was using mainly what every woodworking YouTuber is using, like the sander and some chisels, and that's basically it. But to be honest, these machines, for example, the router table, this massive thing is so amazing. You can just do templates and go in one go, you remove so much material. And that's how I did the seats for the chair. I made some 8 centimeters strips, or like hand width strips, and put a little bit of a curve in there, so you have a really nice seating feeling, or seated feeling. And then that combined with the elastic moving backrest, that would make a very comfortable chair, despite of having no upholstery on the back support or on the seat. Let me talk about the most critical part of the chair. That is the legs, or the connections between the steel frame and the legs. In the end, for this prototype, I decided to run some bolts through the legs out of oak wood and then screw them with some nuts to the steel frame. I thought that would be a pretty strong and also interchangeable connection. So if a leg breaks or is something else is wrong, I can just unscrew it and repair it or replace it. That was a thought process behind that. That also opened up the possibility to do some other forms and change quickly the whole appearance of the chair. So if I wanted to have round legs, I can just do some round legs and screw them on. If I want to have like tapered legs, I can do some tapered legs. Here I decided to do some D-shaped legs, where they have a light curve in the inside of the chair and a round profile to the outside. So the good thing about calling something a prototype is that it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work and to make you smarter afterwards. And I was already getting smarter during the sanding process, because I realized that I had to switch something up with the design. Starting from top, going to bottom, the backrest. I didn't like the width and height proportion of the backrest. I really like the upside down U shape of the iron, of the steel bar, but the wood itself, the proportions were coming from what I could do maximum on my table mill. So, and it was a weird process to do it like in 4 steps. Not so nice. So I had to switch that up. And for the newest version of this chair, I actually built a steam bending chamber and made some really nice solid steam bend backrests. That is a process that is so lovely and so elegant, so much better than which I had done here. But yeah, I found it out in this prototype, so very well. To the seating, I also didn't like that it were so many different strips. I really like the curving, like the seating feeling. The seated feeling is so good. I didn't want to change anything there. Also, the angles are very nice of the chair. So it's 102 degrees, I think, open up to sit, and 2 degrees lean to the back. So you sit a little bit comfortable, but not too much. So a perfect chair for working. I'm actually sitting on one right now. And also for eating, but not too relaxed, you know? So a perfect working and eating chair. The legs, I found them way too solid. The legs were way too solid on this prototype, so I wanted to switch them up, make them more light, more elegant looking. And also the positioning of the legs was, it looks more like a child's chair, this prototype, I think. So I wanted to make it more look grown up, make it more like coming out of one thought process, make the lines combine and catch on the corners. What I also would switch up next time is oil them and not spray coat them in clear coat, because I really like the oil finish more. It's got that matte feeling, and the surface is sealed as well as spray painting them. But at that time, I just learned from the old Meister how to do it, and I liked the machine, and I just wanted to do it. That's the reason. In terms of the solidness, the integrity of the joints, and the overall feeling of the chair, I really have to say that I think I nailed it. I don't think that this chair will break anytime soon. And if it does, I can just switch it up, because it's a system. It's not a chair. It's become a system of making chairs. with different forms, different woods, different materials. I'm pretty happy that I tried that. And I was pretty happy when I sat on the chair in the end. You can believe me. And yeah, overall, I'm very grateful for making this video and to making it so far into the project that now many people can sit on my chairs in that beautiful old villa. My name is Tim. Thank you for watching.